Okay, everybody, I am going to show you how I would do a simple painting of a toucan in Photoshop. Hopefully this will be a simple kind of thing. There's lots of ways of doing it. One thing you do need to keep in mind is a color wheel, and there's different ways to color in. And you know what? Let's talk about color in the next video. Let's just talk about how to get your picture in and how to get it set up. So the one thing that you don't want to do is do File, Open, and go to your sketch and open it that way, because you'll work hard for an hour and then you'll go in and you'll go, oh my goodness, it's all pixelated. What was I doing? What on earth? And then you'll be like, oh my gosh. And so then you're going to need to go up to image size, and see if you made a boo-boo. So if you did, it'll be something small like this, 4 inches by 3 inches at 72 resolution. And everything you did is a waste of time. So if anything's at 72 resolution, it's going to be pixelated, or it's called anti-aliased, if you're wondering. See, it's got all the little jaggedy edges. So that's not the way to do it. It's the same way that I told you in Illustrator. You have to do File, New, and you won't have all of this, so you'll probably go to Art and Illustration. And if you like to do this in inches, you can. We can do it 11 by 8, which is the size of, copy paper. You need to change that to 300. RGB is fine for now, and you can change it to 16-bit, and you can have a white background if you want. It's up to you. And then, just like in Illustrator, you should do File, Place Embedded, get your sketch this way. Don't just click and drag it in either. That's gonna be a kind of a boo-boo too. And then hit Return or Enter to get rid of those little lines. And then I'm going to hit Command-Shift-S to save it. Toucan below. And then I'm going to show you how I would start tracing this. I'm not taking credit for this toucan. I just found it online. I thought it would be cute to show how to draw. Okay, so what I would do first is go into the little apple at the top and go to System Preferences and go down to your little Wacom. I think y'all can see it right here. And go to the pen and make sure that you've got this up somewhere around in here. If it's down here, your pen's not going to work that well. So make sure you have that set first. Okay, we want to lock this. We want to create a layer on top. And then we want to draw this little toucan here. And before you do, you might want to make sure your brush is working correctly. You can get the brush here. And if you don't see your brushes layer, you just go Window and find your brushes. You want it to be Shape Dynamics as pen pressure. And you also want it to be, no, you don't want it to be on transfer for this. But here's a cool thing. It's not new in Photoshop. It's been here forever. But if you just click this little thing right here, then that will give you the pen pressure. So if you turn it off, it won't. So you might want it without it on this particular one. I don't know. Okay, I've got my pen set up to do the Command Option Z. Something that is new in 2018 is smoothing, and you might want to experiment with that to see if you like the smoothing or if you don't like it. It's up to you. Okay, so I just experimented with my brush and figured out that I like it around 33. And if you lose any of these, you can always go up to window and you can get those all back if you want to. Okay, so what you want to do next is you have your sketch here. You want to probably lower the opacity of it. I mean, you can lower it as low as you want. And then lock that layer right here. Put a new layer on top. And then we're going to draw this little toucan. Remember, this is just for practice. I'm trying to decide if I want to. Okay. And then someone asked me if it's okay to use the shapes for things like this, and of course it is. I think that's a great question. You're more than welcome to. And then what I'm doing is I'm holding down my spacebar to move it, if you're wondering. And also I'm holding shift so that it's not a, so that it's an oval. Okay, and then I'm not going to spend too much time on this because you guys know how to do this. Okay, so you could actually do that for all of these circles if you wanted to. So I need another layer now. Okay, so I'm just going to draw the whole thing. I'll draw a little bit of it and then I'll pause it so I'm not wasting all your time here. And like if you do this, you want them to be touching, or it won't be. It's just like Illustrator, it won't be a shape, right? I wish that wouldn't do that. If you hold down your space bar and your command key, you can zoom in. But sometimes that other thing pops up. I wonder if I could probably warp that, but I don't want to. But we do need to close that shape, don't we?